He was one of the most successful military commanders in history. By the time of his death, at just 32, he was undefeated in battle. His brilliantly fought campaign secured much of the ancient world for the Greek Empire. This is the story of Alexander the Great. The son of King Philip II and his queen Olympias, Alexander was born in 356 BC at Pella, the capital of the northern Greek kingdom of Macedonia. His father arranged for his son to be taught by Aristotle, the Greek philosopher and scientist. When Alexander was only 16, his father left to fight a war against Byzantium, now called Istanbul, the capital of modern Turkey. Alexander was left in charge. Despite his tender age, Alexander was no puppet, and when a tribe in the north rebelled, Alexander led an army and defeated them. In 338 BC, Philip was at war with the city-states of Athens and Thebes, which had united against him. At the Battle of Chaeronea, Alexander commanded the cavalry and helped to secure victory over the united army. With the battle won, Philip formed a league of Greek states and effectively became master of Greece. However, his time in charge was short-lived, as he was assassinated in 336 BC. Philip's leadership fell to the 19-year-old Alexander. His first act was to successfully suppress the rebellious Thessalians and Athenians. Alexander then quelled the wild tribes on his northern and western borders and marched south to crush a Theban revolt. Having suppressed these internal rebellions, Alexander set about confronting his main enemy, Persia, modern-day Iran. Alexander had four main objectives. First was to secure his home base in Greece. Second, he had to establish secure overseas bases. Third, he had to gain command of the seas by seizing the entire Mediterranean coast. And finally, he had to defeat the Persians on land. In spring 334, Alexander ferried his men across the narrow strip of water between the Aegean and Black Seas into what is now Turkey, with an army of about 30,000 foot soldiers and about 5,000 cavalry. Alexander was soon met by a Persian army of about 40,000, but in a short, sharp battle, he defeated them. Alexander then conquered the eastern Mediterranean coastal region of the Persian Empire. After utterly defeating a large Persian army in 333 BC, Darius, the Persian king, escaped. Darius's treasure and family fell to Alexander, who treated them with the greatest consideration. Alexander then occupied Damascus in Syria, and after a successful 7-month siege at Tyre in Lebanon, he marched victoriously through Palestine and on into Egypt. The Egyptian population, sick of Persian rule, welcomed Alexander as a liberator. In Egypt, Alexander founded the port city of Alexandria in 332 BC. Leaving Egypt, Alexander marched eastward into Assyria, now northern Iraq. And despite facing an army 4 times the size of his own, Alexander again defeated the Persian King Darius in 331. Darius escaped, and Alexander pushed on to Babylon. The cities of Babylon and Susa, the great treasure houses of the east, opened their gates to Alexander, and in triumph he entered Persepolis, the Persian capital. Once again, Alexander was gracious in victory and treated the royal family with courtesy and respect. Despite taking the Persian capital, Darius was still at large, and Alexander set off after his old enemy. However, Alexander was never to capture Darius. Instead, the Persian king was treacherously murdered by his own men. Before Darius died, he gave a message to Alexander's men to thank Alexander for the kind treatment of his family. Alexander continued his conquests, overthrowing the Scythians in 328 BC and marrying Roxana, who he'd taken prisoner during the campaign. Following a number of small wars in what is now Pakistan, Alexander marched through the Punjab in northern India, establishing Greek colonies as he went. Alexander returned to Persia in 325, and the following year married Statera, Darius's daughter. While planning his next conquest in 323 BC, Alexander fell ill, and within 11 days he died aged 32. The empire, covering 5 million square kilometers that he had fought half of his life to establish, was divided between his generals. While his empire fragmented, his legacy lived on. Alexander the Great was a diplomat, a statesman, and an explorer who founded at least 70 cities. He was the first man to create a far-flung empire by conquest, one linked by language and a vast trade network. He remains a military genius and one of the greatest soldiers of all time.